Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Straight Talkin' Fedora Chic. For those of you who are new here, we are a story time / social commentary channel. We talk about mainly mental health issues, but not exclusively, social issues of the day. And these days, pretty much all I do is react. react to others. Why not? I am a reactive person. Yes. So if you haven't, anyways, all you new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. And for those of you who haven't, please consider subscribing and hit that little ringy bell thing below so you can be notified every time I upload or go live. Hey, Hearts. Great to see you here. Great to see you here, Hearts. So today's discussion, it's a reaction. Trisha Paytas on Twitter and all over, and on her previous YouTube videos, she's never made it a secret that A, she does not believe Stephanie Soo, and B, that she comes off, hey, Wraith Phoenix, hey, Sheldon. Hi, great to see you all. So it's no big secret because when last summer when Nikocado Avocado came out with this whole Trisha ghosting him thing, and now she's wondering why we didn't believe her or we chastised her, yet we believe Stephanie Soo. And I will get to that a bit in this video. First, what we're going to do is we're going to react to parts of Trisha's latest video because it is low even for her. Yes, I know. I know. I'd rather be driving nails through my skull than listening to the sound of Trisha Paytas' voice. But we should hear her in her own words. I know she has all the charms of a cat scratching a blackboard. But, without further ado, let's get started with this reaction. Hang on, we'll get the screen sharing. All right. Okay.
But you know what? One thing I take pride in, yes, I'm messy and I'm drama. And I don't really know what's the right things to say in life, and I don't know what I'm doing in this world. But guess what? I take ownership of that. I don't try to be fake and manipulate people and fucking all that bullshit.
See, Trisha, you were wondering why. You were wondering why nobody believed you before, because this is vintage Trisha. Okay, queen troll, arguably the queen troll. In fact, I think Trisha ought to give a master class in trolling, and I'm sure she'd make a lot of money from it. But that's just a comment. I know it sounds flippant for the topic of discussion today, but if Trisha Paytas was wondering, or her stands were wondering, here lies Exhibit A. Okay. Now, talk about fake as she displays her long acrylic blingy fingernails and her hair extensions. No, we shouldn't go after people's looks, I know, but I'm just pointing out, before you accuse people of being fake, look at yourself in the mirror first, dear. She eats a heart attack on a stick.
I used to like Stephanie Soo. I used to fuck with Stephanie Soo so hard. This girl, I cannot stand her. How manipulative she's being through all this. Okay, first of all, bitch. This situation is triggering you so much. It's giving you so much anxiety and PTSD, which a lot of us people really fucking deal with on a day-to-day. You don't spend 5 days editing a fucking video with clips and fucking as if it's one of your freaking true crime series things with clips and quotes of what a manipulator is and what a manipulator does, and going through the text messages and stuff like that. That's the crazy. First of all, that's the craziest shit I've ever seen.
Actually, Trisha, nowadays, social media can be quite a contentious place as the law in various jurisdictions tries to keep up with the technology. Sometimes when you want to come forward with your story and it can be contentious and maybe even turn into a he said, she said, yeah, before you could go on impulsively like nikocado avocados, I'm not sorry crap today, but that doesn't give you much credibility, because that's the thing. Um, especially as a survivor or victim of any traumatic incident, whatever that may be, we all live our truth. Yeah, we do need to get our, ducks in a row, so to speak. So yeah, receipts can be necessary. Planning out a script of what you're going to say to your viewers. What are you going to say to your audience? I went through that recently myself. For a private video for a select group of people that I did, I had to take my time. I had to talk to IT specialists. I had to talk with a lawyer. I had to do all this stuff, and this is for an unlisted video for a select audience. Okay, let alone a public video. And this also goes, after the initial shock wears off. Wears off, now a lot of victims and survivors agreed may not have the wherewithal, and most of them are not going to come out on YouTube or writing a blog to the public what they experienced, because a lot of them are meant to feel shamed by society, maybe by those around them even. Particularly if one may suffer from a mental health issue or they're marginalized in any way. Let's go over what society deems what they marginalize, such as a recovering addict, an ex-convict, somebody with mental health issues, somebody, especially in the case of women, who just don't follow societal beauty standards, for crying out loud. And it's like, this is what it's got. This is what it has come up to now in this age of social media, where we can talk about our lives and we can talk about our experiences and live our own truth, so to speak. But when you're coming up with something contentious like that, you have to get your ducks in a row. It's your choice. And I believe, not so much in Canada, but the United States apparently is quite a litigious country. Where people sue for, pretty much. But here in Canada, things like libel suits and slander suits are virtually non-existent, to the point where I was told by a lawyer several years ago, when a former political operative threatened to sue me over my blog about 10 years ago. I was told by this lawyer that, unlike the United States, there are no lawyers who specialize in this kind of law, because they would starve. That was what she said. That's what she told me. They would starve. So, but, just to the point, and now it's the World Wide Web. YouTube is governed by American law. And, and of course, Stephanie, must be added, Stephanie Soo and others are American. They're not Canadian like us. Hang on. Oh, okay. Thank you, Sheldon. Thank you, Sheldon. Oh, Phoenix, I'm so sorry you're still not feeling good. Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I hear. I'm sorry about your headaches, Hearts Love. Is Trisha on upper, Sheldon asks. I'm not so sure. She has alluded to an opioid addiction in the past. But like I said, this girl trolls so much that most of us, even probably including her own stands, don't know what's real and what's not. So it's not really up to me. I'm not a professional. I am a recovering addict. I can speak from my own personal experience and observations over the years, but but at the end of the day, I'm not a professional. So I really can't say one way or another. Yeah. Oh, you too, dealing with headaches. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. Yes, it is good to see all the mods here, So, thank you, Hearts Love, for putting up the PayPal link, which brings me to the obnoxious e-begging portion of this show. We are not monetized here at Straight Talkin' Fedora Chick. If you wish to support the channel or support the stream, Hearts Love just put my PayPal link in the chat. It was also in the description box. Thank you very much. Yes. And also, I have a Discord server, which is now a little over 3 weeks old, I think. We're about 35 members strong. If you want to come meet an awesome group of people, come join our Discord server. It is in the description box below. And if one of my mods can post the link to the Discord server in the chat, I would truly appreciate you. Thank you. So, yeah. So here we go. Hearts Love said, Trisha said she is in recovery and has mental health diagnosis, but doesn't appear to be empathetic to others. This is so true, Hearts Love. This is a very apt description because, like I said, this is why it was dangerous for the rewired soul to be, coming out and poking at Trisha saying, she has BPD, she has borderline personality disorder, but he's not qualified to make that assessment. She in one video, especially with someone like her, in one video, she says she has it. The next week, no, she doesn't have it, So we don't know what's real. It goes back. We don't know what's real and what's not, it's we don't know. And we don't know. And we don't know what's real, with her. So we can't really, make that kind of distinction. So anyways, onward, and onward and forward. Let's, okay.
For someone who is so triggered and traumatized and shaking from this and so scared of this person, they spend 5 days making a video before the person even comes out with the video, before the person even says anything. What is this person's ammo on you? You didn't text back. He's gonna expose you because you did. Bitch. Okay, that girl merch. Okay.
Love that heart attack on a stick.
On her friggin', she made merch, guys. She made merch.
Yeah, she made merch.
Stupid bullshit. Well, I don't fucking in and out of sleep bullshit. I still don't fucking get it. I don't know what it is. It's so fucking stupid. But
okay, the in and out of sleep thing, when nikocado was with his friends, like Honey Eats in the bar, basically making a mockery of Stephanie Soo. If you don't understand what it's about, why are you commenting about it? Why are you joining the pile on? And herein lies, and this is the thing, girls like Trisha Paytas, okay, because I have always been of the assertion there is no right or wrong way for a victim or survivor of any traumatic event of any kind should behave. However, people like her have reminded me that there is an exception to every rule, which I will get to, but it sounds like, Trisha, you're joining that pile on right there. You see, you're joining the pile on right there. Now, if you really were a victim of nikocado avocado, Trisha, as you like to so point out these days on Twitter, shouldn't you be empathizing with Stephanie Soo instead of going off on your own? Oh, yeah. No, this girl's a millionaire over Shell. Don't feel sorry for her. She makes this. I mean, it's nice work. People say, the mukbangers, they make a ton of coin just simply eating on camera. I mean, take a look at Zach Choi. He doesn't even talk. Okay. It's an ASMR channel. So all you hear is enhanced eating sounds and cooking noises from him. He doesn't even talk he doesn't even talk in any of his videos. This guy, according to his Social Blade, makes up to $1 million a year doing this sort of thing. So imagine Trisha Paytas, just by trolling, she's making, geez. Meanwhile, channels like mine, about a year in, and I'm not even at the threshold for monetization yet. It's like, she just did buy a new house or a new condo. You're absolutely right, Hearts Love. Absolutely right. Well, she eats the heart attack on a stick. Well, it's sick too. But yeah. Hi, Captain Fish. Yeah, but Captain Fish, I'm inclined to agree with you. But I think we'd be getting a lot more farting and belching out of him. I honestly think, we would get more farting and belching out of Nick. But you have a point, especially after his I'm Not Sorry video and his Twitter video where he's flipping the bird, basically. Yeah. Captain Fish, that's we're okay. And how are you doing? Thanks for stopping by. It's good to see you here. Good to see you here, Captain. Okay. I can handle Zach. Yeah, if you don't like eating noises, obviously Zach Choi SMR is not the channel to watch. But yeah, I'm just pointing out, like, wow, these people make serious coin and not doing much. He trolls, he chews and cooks with enhanced sounds. He doesn't even talk. And you have Nikocado Avocado, who has his meltdowns, each weirder and more cringeworthy by the moment. But yeah, I'm getting sidetracked again. So yes, Captain Fish does have a channel. He has a few. I'll link his channel in a pinned comment below. So you might want to go show him some love later. Okay, you might want to show Captain Fish some love. I know it's, I know I appreciate it when the larger channels support me. So, I'm paying it forward. And I've seen a couple of his videos already. And yeah, Grandma Dramamine loves you. Okay, Captain Fish, you know that. She loves you. She loves you. Yeah. I'm battling heavy rain and high wind speeds, but I've got the ship under control. Excellent. Okay. Yes. Yes, that's what I like. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. So back to the topic at hand. It was supposed to be a serious topic, and now this is devolving into something. This is what happens when you're using Trisha Paytas as an example. Oh, yeah. Okay. But anyways, we started. Let's finish it. Let's finish it. Okay. Okay. But anyways, we started. Whoa. Sorry about that. So let's finish it.
And then her condescending ass tone and her second. She made a second. Yeah. She made a second video. Here's the thing. She came back to work, right? She didn't even have that MFA game real quick. She was already back. She has merch out. She's like, we're gonna combat bullying by making merch of this. Girl, you just said that triggered you. That was your biggest PTSD in the world. Like, you couldn't believe this was happening to you. And you're making merch on it? No, girl, that's not how it works.
You're sounding like a goat.
That is not how it works. You want to play victim, play it.
No.
You don't make merch off of it. Like, and so condescending. To make a second video,
Okay, here's the thing about the merch. For those of you who don't know already, the way I view it, and I think others view it as well, not everybody, obviously, I think it's an example of an act of defiance. It is normal for a lot who survive what was a traumatic event to take on a defiance stance. And I believe the merch was, the new merch in a way. It's the in and out of sleep merch, the one where Nikocado Avocado and his friends took to Instagram, bullying her. I see that as Stephanie Soo having made taking lemons and making lemonade. Okay, it's an act of defiance as well, and all the proceeds are going to a anti-bullying charity. I believe the charity is called Stomp Out Bullying. 100% of the proceeds. Now, Stephanie Soo has already explained, she deals with, for her merch, she deals with Fanjoy, which is basically a competitor of Teespring, which most YouTubers use for their merch. Except Fanjoy, from what I understand, takes care of the graphic design work for you, whereas with Teespring, you have to upload your own designs. So apparently, according to her, Fanjoy was, they were happy to get on board with this charity, and they came up with a design quickly for her just around the Christmas season, So again, I don't see anything wrong with that. And keep in mind, this happened, okay, when this all allegedly happened, okay, it happened long before Christmas. I believe it took her a while before she posted her first video. Maybe about a couple of days or a week or so, and then the merch, So let's see what's happening in the chat room. I love you too. Yeah, she loves you too, Captain Fish. She loves you too. Yes. Oh, thank you for posting the channel, Hearts Love. Yes, please leave a like if you like this stream. So yeah, it's I am all for it. She's deciding to, Stephanie Soo decided to give back. I can't fault her for that. I can't fault her. And like I said, it could be an act, part of an act of defiance. And I think herein lies, this is another thing about society, for whatever reason, still to this day, particularly with female victims or female survivors of any traumatic event. And I mean any event that's traumatic. It could even be of an emotional nature, financial. Okay. It's not just physical or sex. Can't mention that word on YouTube. But it can be financial, it can be emotional. And I think what society expects is, like I said, particularly in the case of women, girls, they expect us to shrivel up in a corner like a wallflower and, cry and shiver and, have night terrors and night sweats and not say a thing and have trouble talking, and yes, with many of us, it's like that. And most of us, it could be, impulsive behavior might follow. Yeah. But that's not everybody. And some women and females, when they take a defiant stance, like say, no, I am taking back my power. And you are not going to scare me anymore. You are not going to make me nervous anymore. And this is what I'm going to do to show you that I'm not scared of you anymore. And I think whatever reason, I don't know why, and the justice system has been notorious for it too, at least here in Canada with these kinds of cases, like the SCX assault cases. For whatever reason, judges and juries too, they don't like it, when a victim or a survivor takes a defiant stance. And I see nothing wrong with it. I call it taking back your own power. And that can mean anything to anybody. There is no one cookie cutter solution here, Hang on. Let's see what's going on. Hello, friendly neighborhood dealer. Good to see you. I don't know if it's your first time here, but welcome to Straight Talk and Fedora. Chic if it is. Ah, yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So thank you, your friendly neighborhood dealer, for stopping by. Okay. So yeah. So like for Trisha Paytas or anybody else, wondering about Stephanie Soo's new merch. Okay. Like I said, she has already said this, that, 100% of those proceeds are going to an anti-bullying charity called Stomp Out Bullying. I see nothing wrong with that. Thanks for the thumbs up, your friendly neighborhood dealer. That reminds me, please give this stream a thumbs up if you're enjoying it thus far, or give it a thumbs down. If not, it is all engagement. It's all good. It's all engagement. Okay. So as a result, I will abbreviate the initials if you are okay with this. Okay. I don't know who you're talking to. Okay. So anyways, all right. So what's going on? I also marked a timestamp. I also marked a timestamp. Here we go. Oh, God.
I'm making a second video, girl. And which is the same video she applied to me to make a third one. She said, give me your consent. California is a two-party consent. Bitch, it's your house security system. Every home security system says, hey, property, you're being filmed. Guess what? You can use that freaking footage. And you know that, girl. You know that, girl. You ain't dumb, girl. You ain't dumb. You know this, girl, okay? Like, you're allowed to use that footage. It's your home footage, okay? You can blur it out. You know the rules, baby girl. You know the rules. Don't be like, Nick, give me the consent and I will post it. Like, so scary. Like, this girl literally is going to kill her fiance in her sleep. Oh.
Yeah. Kill her fiance in her sleep. Okay. I would say something, but YouTube would strike down my channel for this. So I'm not going to say it because even you are not worth me losing my channel over, dear. No. So anyways, yeah. So I've already been over this. The act of the so-called act of defiance. That now, as far as what she's alluding to, I'm not sure if Trisha understands the laws of her own state. Like Stephanie Soo, she also lives in the state of California. She lives in Los Angeles, just like Stephanie Soo does. And Stephanie Soo had already mentioned that California, like I said, I live in Canada, so I'm not really sure, but apparently wiretapping laws dictate that you cannot use the footage from your own security cam. Let's say you're filming somebody in your house with a nanny cam, for instance. She had alluded to the fact that California is a two-party state, and you cannot. She is not allowed to release that footage publicly without the other party's consent. In this case, Nikocado Avocado, he has yet to get back to her to release consent. But apparently, other people have come out and saying no, that's not entirely true. So, like Carrie, the nosy housefrau, on one of her videos, she had mentioned that it's partly correct. Apparently, Stephanie Soo can release the footage from her home security cam, but she cannot release any audio. This is where the two-party wiretapping laws come into play, I guess, in the state of California. I mean, Trisha Paytas probably also has her home armed and dangerous, like Fort Knox. She should know this, or at least her handler should. But then again, I often wonder if she's got the right handlers. Okay. So anyways, let's go. Okay. We're going to fast forward. Okay.
I only get one bit. I used to be so on this girl's team, and I'm like, girl, she is full of shit all over.
Uh-huh. Not like you, right?
And all y'all, 100% is also bullshit, because you're all the same ones. You told me, you just didn't clap with Nick. You just didn't clap with him. Like, why didn't you clap with him? And they're like, oh my God, like, he's scared Stephanie. They clearly hung out before. They've collabed before. And maybe she grew to be scared of him, whatever, but everything about Stephanie Soo's video is creepy as fuck. The fact that she treated this as like a research video.
Oh,
like
your research.
Like where she like researches it and like does the
Trisha the scholar. Right.
So manipulative too, to show like footage of her like crawled up in her security footage. Girl, you gotta show the whole thing. Don't show that bullshit. That's manipulation.
And you would know manipulation, wouldn't you, dear? Yeah, you wouldn't know that. No, she can't even talk. Must have no time. So, yeah, eating. Yeah, your friendly neighborhood dealer. Go figure. She makes a lot of money doing this. She makes a lot of money doing this, right? So, anyways, yeah, she doesn't like it one bit. Yeah, we get that you don't like it, but here's the thing. You know the reason why nobody believed you over the summer? Like I said, it's because of your trolling. Okay. Now I believe, in fact, if anything, what you do is you make it harder for other women, particularly those marginalized by society, those who do not have a voice, those who do not even have a social media platform of any kind, to have their voices heard. Maybe searching for justice. It's people like you, Trisha, that do this, and this is why you're the exception of the rule. You are the girl who cried wolf. Okay. And, like I said, you have had, a girl, like a YouTuber like Trisha Paytas has her own handlers. And like I said, I don't know. I personally believe the handlers should be fired and get new ones, because they're not doing a great job with her PR, if you ask me. But anyways, it could have been better handled if she had reasons, her own reasons that deem valid to her, why she might have been afraid to collab with Nikocado Avocado last summer. She should, and this again, we didn't have the information that we did before on him. We didn't. We just saw him as a cringeworthy mukbanger who was more of a harm to himself and his husband than anybody else. But we never really witnessed the dark side of nikocado avocado until recently. You know, as I've said before in the video, we can only go by the information we have at the time to have a point of view, right? Video of ALR. Yeah, people make money making chewing sounds, Captain Fish. You know this as well as I do. I'd watch ALR, but that's such an apt description of Trisha's eating. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, God. So anyways, this is why last summer. Yeah, you'd be amazed, Race Phoenix. People make money with their atrocious table manners when they mukbang. And that's what makes a lot of them cringeworthy. But back to what I was saying, we can only go by the information we had at the time on nikocado avocado. Trisha's behavior was problematic. I mean, going on TMZ and all that, the way that she did, saying that it's perfectly okay to ghost people and not giving an explanation why. No, that's a bit weak. And here's the other thing we have to take into consideration. Not only finally agreed to do one collab with nikocado avocado, she did many collabs with nikocado avocado. And a lot of them were alone, or they appeared to be alone on camera, and other times with other people such as Zach Choi ASMR. So herein lies your problem. You kept having nikocado avocado over at your home, or at a hotel somewhere, doing your mukbang collab videos. So if you wouldn't be doing that if you were really terrified of him. You wouldn't really do that. Okay, it would be one thing if you were working at a 9-to-5 job. You were a regular working stiff, and you were being sexual sex harassed by a coworker, but didn't want to report it. So you try to hold on, but because you don't want to report it for whatever reason. That's one thing. But you work for yourselves. You are self-employed. You can choose with whom you collab with or do not collab with, or whom you invite in your home or whom you do not invite in your home or your office or your video studio. So, and furthermore, not only did she have them for further collabs, it's like every time Nick flies off to Los Angeles, which appears to be pretty much every month or every other month these days, to collab with people, you always seen collabing with him. And furthermore, Trisha Paytas invited him to her Christmas party. Okay, the Christmas party was a who's who of the big YouTubers, like the Shane Dawsons, the Jeffree Stars. Okay, I am reasonably certain that party was by invitation only, and that probably extra security was hired to ensure there were no party crashers from the lumpen proletariat off the streets of Los Angeles. I'm pretty certain of that. So, for her to go on saying, lamenting about last summer and how she might have been afraid of him, and all that. Sorry, you wouldn't have done all the collabs, and you most certainly would not have invited him to your exclusive Christmas party, and hence, once again, having meals with the royal family. Yeah, Sheldon, it's the royals of YouTube, okay? It's the royals of YouTube, okay? Yeah, they do. Class personified. I guess you will not see Trisha at Buckingham Palace anytime soon. No. I think that's a pretty safe bet, Shal. Okay, so let's go on. All right, what's next on the list? Yeah. Okay. That's next on the hit list. Okay, let's go.
If you have to add that into your video, it's not receipts. It's not receipts when it's like your trauma. You don't need receipts for trauma. Your truth is your truth. Yeah, let's get it now.
Yes, that's true. Your truth is your truth. But I already mentioned earlier why people, on this age of social media, especially in a country that is litigious as the United States, receipts would be necessary. I already alluded to this, I already alluded to this. You want to make sure your ducks in a row. You're worried about credibility. You want to prove your argument. There's a lot of these he said, she said stuff, you know? And quite honestly, even with the Stephanie Soo and nikocado avocado issue, a lot of people are saying pox on both their houses. These are a bunch of rich people who got rich eating off camera, which is true and thus unrelatable to most of us, you know? And the reason why Stephanie Soo had credibility was because if people go back to her videos compared to Trisha Paytas' channel, which is honestly a mess of trolling, Stephanie Soo's videos, she never appeared to be in any kind of drama. She eats her food. She does the collabs that she does. You know, her fiance behind the camera. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not really familiar with her channel, but I just recently subscribed. Sometimes she talks about true crime. But anyways, the point is, this is a girl who seemed to keep herself, you know, keep her side of the street clean, who stuck to her own lane, and thus was credible, which was why she was compared to Toddy Westbrook from last year. You know, there was nothing problematic about her. Whereas Trisha Paytas, we see this mess, you know, and this mess of trolling. Now, does a mess of trolling should it automatically discredit a person? No, not necessarily. But like I said, Trisha Paytas takes all things to new heights. You know what I mean? So, yeah, she takes all things to new heights. So, yeah, this is why. Hang on. Okay.
When it's like your trauma. You don't need receipts for trauma. Your truth is your truth. Okay, let's go to Nick now.
Yes, let's go to Nick now.
Freaking nikocado, man.
Yeah, we know. This is one thing we agree on. We will ever agree on.
I met Nick in person.
Yeah.
He's nice. As most people you meet in person are. Most people in person are nice people. Very few people are assholes, especially if you're classmate or whatever. Well, I didn't like what Nick did in this whole situation.
Okay, so now we're moving to now the other thing we should make, I don't have the timestamp for this one, but the other thing we should point out is, you know, throughout the video, Trisha alludes to the fact that Stephanie Soo is making money off their 2 videos, you know, the 2 videos that she did on the situation, because both the videos are monetized. I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, how different is it from, say, somebody who writes a book, for instance, or writes a screenplay about their own traumatic experience, whether it's, you know, SEX assault, whether it's a lifelong time of emotional manipulation and grooming, whether it was physical abuse, whether it was financial abuse, because, you know, if you were defrauded or robbed or whatever. You know, like if Stephanie Soo monetized her videos, I don't see it being any different than somebody, a victim or a survivor, selling, you know, basically writing a book and making money off and making a coin off it, or writing a screenplay and a movie is done about it. I don't see it as being much different. But if you have other ideas, please let me know in the live chat, by all means. We usually have lively discussions here in the live chat for those of you who are new. So yeah, let us know what you think. So here we go. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Okay.
Like you're down here below with all of us. Like you just lowered yourself so fucking low, and it's so sad because like you were like, I looked at you as like a pedestal girl. Like I was like, this girl is just minding her own business and talk about personal life, just influencing fiance, like, you know. But now you're manipulating your audience and you're like coming for, I don't know if like you and Nick are talking behind the scenes or what, or maybe you're not, I don't freaking know. But the fact that you're doing this is so manipulative, and it shows how disgusting you are. And look, here's the thing, yeah, I'm not any better. I'm a fucking disgusting trash that uses fucking, you know, shit for clickbait.
Oh God. Oh dear Lord. Yes, Trisha, we know you're a friend to the sisterhood, don't we? That's nice. Referring to Stephanie Soo as trash. But you don't really talk about why. And apparently, by all accounts, even though they both are large, sizable YouTubers, both living in Los Angeles, apparently the two have never met in person. That's possible. But the point is, if she's never met her in person, what grounds does she say, Stephanie's trash, Stephanie's trash? You know, come on. You're further losing your own argument, Trisha.
It's gross, girl. It's gross. Because you used real life trauma. And I'm assuming that's real life trauma that happened to you and you're using that. I couldn't imagine using some real life sexual assault trauma shit in my life and comparing it to the situation with nikocado avocado saying in and out of sleep on his Instagram story.
Okay, once again, Trisha misunderstands, okay? She already has said at the beginning of her video she had no clue what the In and Out song that nikocado avocado and his friends like Honey Eats were singing. So why are you talking about it if you have no clue? It's one thing if you want to ask a question to better understand. You want to use your platform to ask the question in the hopes that perhaps your viewers could perhaps answer you, put you up to speed. It's not the first time we do that, but you said you don't understand something, so you're drawing conclusions from it. Okay, so she's already said she does not understand it, and no, you got to. Okay, and Stephanie Soo has already talked about having already survived a sex trauma in her life before, and it's not up to us. We don't know her. We're not in her shoes. If the emotional manipulation or the passive aggressivity of nikocado avocado were so much for her, because nikocado avocado, especially in his his I'm not sorry video, if anybody's seen it, hell, I was scared of it. Okay. I have to admit, I was scared of it. So can you imagine being face to face with that? And yes, I could even sympathize with Trisha Paytas if she really did indeed go through it. But like I said before, she has collabed with him over and over again, and she even invited him to her fancy Christmas soiree. Okay, so something that nobody else would be able to crash. But this is once again, you said earlier she should live her truth. Well, maybe this is her truth. She viewed what she lived through with nikocado avocado as a flash of what happened in the past. Now, I'm not sure if Stephanie Soo suffers from PTSD. As far as I know in her video, she's never alluded to that. So it is not up to me. I'm not a mental health professional. So it's not up to me to diagnose her. But if she does, it is not an uncommon, okay, as somebody myself, I suffer from PTSD. It is not uncommon. Let's say another incident brings you a flash, give you like a flash, deja vu even of a past traumatic incident, whether it was worse or of the similar magnitude or even less so. Okay, it is not, I'm just trying to say it's not uncommon. Once again, I'm not saying Stephanie Soo has PTSD. She never said so. So it's not up to me to decide. I'm just saying that this kind of thing does happen. So I don't think we should be quick to discount how Stephanie Soo felt in the moments that she was, feeling bullied, manipulated, scared of nikocado avocado. I really don't think we should discount that. Hang on. I have done my eye roll. I'm going to go lay down. Okay. See you later, Ray Phoenix. See you later, Ray Phoenix. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. So here we go. All right. So here we go. What's next? Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm not any better. I'm a fucking disgusting trash that uses fucking, shit for clickbait. It's gross, girl. It's gross. Because you use real life trauma. And I'm assuming that's real life trauma that happened to you and you're using that. I couldn't imagine using some real life sexual assault trauma shit in my life and comparing it to the situation with nikocado avocado saying in and out of sleep on his Instagram story. You're comparing that to your sexual assault, girl. Get it together. Like,
no, Trisha, you get it together. You get it together. This is the common theme we hear, you know, a victim or survivor of any kind of trauma, or even somebody who suffers from mental illness and they're going through a bout of depression or they're going through an anxiety attack. How often do we hear this? Get it together. How often do we hear this? We've heard, okay, so we're going to take this video off the screen because we've reacted enough to it. That's all I wanted to react to. So anyways, you know, how often? Get it together, snap out of it. You know, this does a disservice, you know, and like I said, it doesn't have to be somebody who has experienced a traumatic event. It can, you know, it also deals with somebody dealing with depression, you know, who's going through a depressive state where they can't get out of bed. It could deal with somebody having a panic attack or a series of panic attacks. Get it together, you know. You know, how often, you know, I mean, I wonder how Trisha would feel with all the meltdown she has on camera. Like I said, I don't know what's real or not with her, but I wonder how she would feel like when she was doing depressed videos after her boyfriend Jason Nash left her, that she was depressed. I wonder how she would feel if people said, get it together, move on with your life. You know? Hi, okay, everyone, I'm going to get going as I have indigestion because of Trisha. I took the video off, Shell. Come on, stick around. Come on, stick around. Okay, I took the video off, okay? The video's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's all gone. Okay, stick around. Okay, stick around. So anyways, like I said, you know, how often have we heard that? And this is something that does a disservice to us, this whole snap out of it, get it together, all of that lovely stuff. I wonder how she would have felt if somebody told her, because it was pretty much publicized that she took the breakup with her ex, Jason Nash, pretty hard. You know, how would she feel? Or if she went through a traumatic incident, like I said, I don't know with her. I don't think anybody really does, because it's hard to sort through what's trolling and what's real and what's not with Trisha Paytas. So why, you know, but I have a, you know, I have a feeling, you know, if she did go through something traumatic, that I'm really sorry. Nobody deserves to go through that. But point is, Trisha, the reason why nobody believed you over the summer was you kind of did it to yourself. Oh, yes. And then you mentioned about being set up by Nikocado Avocado with that cameo that you made for him. Okay. For those who don't know, Cameo is online, cameo.com. This is what a lot of celebrities do, but a lot of big celebrity YouTubers are also using it. And the cameos, it's like a 1 minute or 2 minute video clip that is personalized, you know, to give like a happy birthday or whatever. And apparently Orlin had purchased one for a Trisha Paytas cameo for Nick. And by the way, Trisha Paytas charges $250 per cameo. Okay, the cameos, depending on the person, they go from $10 to onwards of $300-400, and she charges $250. Not bad chunk change for just doing 2 minutes. And she complains, you know, that Nikocado set her up on the cameo. It's like, well, you decided what to say in your own cameo. You know, you decided what to say. Just saying, I hate people hearing people say, okay, oh, come on, Shell. Come on, I got rid of the video. I hate hearing people say, just get over it or just get it together. I freak out over loud noises and high-pitched noises, and I would be pretty mad if somebody said that to me. You know what, Captain Fish? I can totally relate because I, too, have trouble with high-pitched noises. I may be deaf out of my right ear or almost deaf out of my right ear, and I get bouts of tinnitus. But, you know, with high-pitched or sharp noises, something like a pallet falling to the floor or bells ringing, you know, like loud church bells ringing, screaming babies, those kind of noises. Yeah, you know, they are triggers to me. Like I'm like like I would shrivel up or I would jump, you know. And I remember in a previous therapy group that I was in, they like to ring bells. They were a fan of ringing church bells. And I have made it clear, you know, they had complained that I was not compliant with the therapy program because of it. And it's like, you know, you could have chosen something else other than freaking church bells, dude. You know? Yeah, there you go, Shell. You see? Scouts on her. Trisha's gone. Trisha's gone now. She's gone. Yes. I full on freak out and I have to leave the area. Yeah, I totally understand you, Captain Fish. I truly and totally understand you. Yeah, it would. That was sweet, Sheldon. Yeah. Yeah. So it's, you know, it kind of, you know, her video yesterday and all her stuff, it kind of segued because we have heard it, you know, there were trials, people of notoriety, you know, famous people, both accusers and defendants who are celebrities. So they made them, you know, Canadian media. Anybody who's in Canada might remember Gian Gomeshi, for instance. He unfortunately was acquitted, but I'm not going to get into the Gian Gomeshi case. But there are other judges who have, you know, even judges to the point where now in Canada, a law is passed that judges now have to go through a special training to deal with cases of sex, assault, misconduct, harassment. Yeah, judges now have to go through training in Canada because there have been problematic remarks made from judges in these cases here in Canada. You know, so it goes down to the point, you know, because I'd always wanted to do this video, like I said, because it always bothered me that society as a whole has this expectation of how a survivor or victim of a traumatic event should behave. What should they say, if anything at all? And if they deviate from that so-called ideal, well, oh no, we don't believe you anymore. You're lying and this, that, and the other thing. And they, you know, and this is particularly in the case of female survivors, female victims, women, girls. And that is particularly disturbing to me, you know. And I don't, you know, like I said, I don't see anything wrong with an act of defiance, you know, any kind of act of defiance at all, you know, so it's showing like, hey, I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to be ashamed of. You do. I am not going to be afraid of you anymore. I am not afraid of what you're going to do anymore. I am not afraid of what you're going to say anymore. I think it's perfectly valid to take on that kind of a defiant stance. And if in the case of Stephanie Soo or anybody else who like making a video, you know, then yeah, more power to you. Now, as far, you know, like I said, you know, it's like I said, and for legality's sake, like I said at the top of this video, I made my own unlisted video for a select group of people because I wanted to talk about what happened to me recently. Now, but I still had to have receipts. I still had to talk to IT specialists. In my case, it was an attempt to defraud. It was an attempt to defraud in my case. So I had to talk to IT specialists to make sure it wasn't an accident. If there was a minute chance that this was an accident or this was deliberate, I had to run my script through a lawyer. I mean, I had to run my script through a lawyer, you know. You know, and this was called, you know, this is called, you know, taking the time before you go out there, you know, because it can be delicate. There are legalities involved, you know, and some of us don't really have a voice in society. It's like the channel art on my channel suggests. Social commentary from a marginalized Gen Xer. I'm a Gen Xer. I am marginalized, you know, due to mental health issues, due to the fact that I'm a recovering addict, due to that I don't necessarily come from the right side of the tracks. You know, so I got to make sure. So, you know, I got to make sure that all my ducks are in a row. right? You know, this is the day and age, especially in this day and age where everything is online. Everything you see and hear is online. This is the content we digest daily. I don't even have a TV. I think a lot of people don't have TVs anymore. And those who do don't have cable, are not paying for a cable service, because you're getting all your content from other sources like Netflix or Amazon Prime Video or Hulu or even YouTube, or even YouTube. So, so it's sometimes, so a lot of the time we're not careful and we can get ourselves in trouble. And we want to make sure that everything is ironclad. Now, Stephanie Soo coming out with that second video was, because she felt probably, I can't really speculate. I'd never met her. I've never talked to her, but maybe she felt the first video, she was wavering a little too much, maybe. But in her second video, this was a video to address her critics, because when nikocado, if you remember the 180, the flip of the Uno card, when he came out with his own video after her first one, everybody flipped the switch so quickly and everybody was friends with Nick again. And all of a sudden, Stephanie found herself alone. Now, again, to her, that would be re-traumatizing her over and over again. And she could have easily shriveled up, lit a wallflower, and stayed quiet and stayed offline for days. And that would have been a perfectly valid response. That would have been a perfectly valid response. But an equally valid response that she did was that second video that she did addressing her critics, specifically her critics' concerns. Like her new merch, which is going to where the proceeds are going to an anti-bullying charity. Or or the security cam footage, or wanting to move on with her life or whatever, or why she even agreed to collab with him in the first place. She addressed the main concerns of her critics, and that is a courageous response, right? So hang on a second. Yeah. So if anybody has anything to add or to ask, or if there's a point that you disagree with, please feel free. This is the time for discussion. Put it in the live chat. Yeah. Put it in the live chat. Okay. Hang on. Yep. Thank you, Hearts Love. Yes, the obnoxious e-begging portion of this show. The obnoxious e-begging portion of this show. Yes, if anybody wishes to support the channel, all proceeds are going to be reinvested in this channel, as well as my new upcoming channel, Grandma Dramamine. Grandma Dramamine. So if you wish to support, there's the PayPal link in the live chat. You will also find it in the description box, should you so wish. And any and all donations are greatly appreciated. And also, to take the time, we have a brand new Discord server. It's about 3 weeks old. We're almost 35 members in, which is awesome. 35 awesome people like Captain Fish and Hearts Love and Sheldon here. And Wraith Phoenix, who was in here earlier, who is my co-administrator. So come, feel free to check us out. You can come and, if it's to come and vent for peer-to-peer support with non-judgmental people, or just to shoot the breeze, or share your artwork, or get your meme on. It is a server for 18 years old and over only, so no kids admitted. Yep, I agree. They did sing some judge in their areas, but not the reason why. Okay. Exactly. Okay, thanks. So anyways, what was good, but not the reason why, Hearts Love? I think too many people get a pass on inappropriate comments and responses, especially celebrities, but in society in general too, unfortunately. Hopefully it changes. I would agree with you on that. Yeah, I would totally and absolutely agree with you on that score, Hearts Love. Absolutely. Hang on. Okay. Yep, I would absolutely agree with you on that front. Okay. So anyways, I have come to, and the other thing that I should bring up, and that is when the victims or survivors are not necessarily deemed likable, not just not credible, but just not likable for whatever reason. They're not likable. I've noticed that society as a whole tends to discredit them automatically because of how they may conduct themselves, in the world. And even then, I find that dangerous as well. Just because somebody doesn't act a certain way or behave a certain way, you don't have to like them. By all means, you don't have to like them. You don't have to agree with them. But if they come out and say they are a survivor of of a traumatic event of any kind, like I said, it doesn't have to be sex or physical. It could be emotional manipulation and grooming and gaslighting. It could be financial, such as an attempt to defraud. It could be any of those things. Just because the victim or the survivor is not likable doesn't mean we should automatically invalidate them, right? So anyways, I'd like to hear from you. This is the portion where if you have questions, if you have any comments or remarks. It does seem like rich people problems, like Neg says, but it is also something really serious. Why do people do this kind of thing? They know it's wrong, and yet they still do it. I agree with you 100%, Captain Fish, and I do understand what Neg says. But in this case, these are rich, young mukbangers. But the problems that were described, what Stephanie Soo went through, what we saw Nikocado do, basically flipping the bird on camera. I was scared by that. Okay. His "I'm not sorry" video. Okay. And I have never met the guy. I live nowhere near the guy. I am safely ensconced in my apartment in Montreal, and I was scared. Okay. And as you all know, as you can see in the background of my apartment, I ain't some rich bitch. Okay. I ain't some rich bitch. So, and what Stephanie Soo went through, yes, I understand she's wealthy, and I can certainly understand the resentment. Okay, she got wealthy by eating tons of food, by eating food on camera. Yeah, I agree with you there. It makes me sometimes wonder if I should turn this into a mukbang channel. I'm not going to, but you get the idea. But yeah, I agree with you, but I don't think it's a rich person's problem just because Stephanie Soo happens to be wealthy or well-to-do, at the very least well-to-do. I don't think it's a rich person's problem, because I went through, and a lot of people like myself, like I mentioned in this video earlier, that those who are marginalized in society, who don't necessarily have a voice, who don't have a platform, either on Twitter or YouTube to get their voice out there, they go through this too. And as a matter of fact, we go through this kind of thing often with other people because we're easy targets, easier targets than somebody wealthy. So, like I said, while I get what Negs is alluding to, Peter Mon alluded to that earlier today as well in his video. People eating on camera in multi-million-dollar homes. Yeah, but I don't think it's because it happened to somebody who happens to be wealthy, like Stephanie Soo. I don't call it a wealthy person's problem per se, because other of us, we don't have the luxury of sticking security cameras in our homes, for instance. I live in a small apartment, okay? All I have to do is lock up. I know the security system is downstairs, I don't buzz people up after a certain hour, and I don't buzz people up I'm not expecting. Okay, that's my security system here. Okay, the difference between security system for the wealthy and for the poor. Hang on, his "I'm not sorry" vid was basically him telling everybody, including his fan base, to go and do something anatomically impossible. Yeah, exactly, Captain Fish. Exactly. Yep, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly. That sucks. It sucks when the wrong are unrepentant and feel no shame. It says that it's okay to encourage that behavior. Exactly, and especially somebody with like Nikocado Avocado. And sadly, Nikocado Avocado will always have his ride or die stands. They will stand by him no matter what. I mean, now his videos, like his "I'm sorry" video, it was something at 16,000 dislikes to 6,000 likes. I mean, that's a wider ratio than an Amberlynn Reid video. Okay, a dislike to like ratio. That is a wider gap than an Amberlynn Reid video. I mean, but here's the thing. It's the fact that there were about 6,000 who liked that video. Okay. This proves that he does have his ride or die stands. This proves that there are 6,000 people who, at the very least, empathize or sided with him. And that is what's scary. This is why I don't have much faith in humanity for the most part. Because the very fact, I would feel better if there were no likes on it, And I think many people would agree with me on that score. Yeah, and there are millions of viewers. Exactly, Hearts Love. There are millions. He has his main, I think this was on his main channel. The "I'm not sorry," and the other one, "I'm not sorry" plus wings, buffalo wings mukbang, was on his Nikocado Avocado 3 channel, which was a more subdued of him usually eating copious amount, more heart attack on a plate stuff. Hey, Wendy. Hi, Wendy. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. So yeah, it's so yeah, it's it's in a so it's the very fact. Hey, Geisha. Yeah, that's putting it mildly. That's putting it mildly, Geisha. Welcome. I don't know if you're new here. If you are, welcome to Straight Talkin' Fedora Chick. You've caught the tail end of the live stream, but I do leave all my live streams up, so those who came in late can catch them in their entirety. I will leave the stream up so you can watch, like I always do. Yep. Please give it, yes, please give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you didn't like it. And so now, yeah, keep it, yeah. But like I said, I turn it over to you now. What do you think? What do you think? So, yeah, I already did the reaction to the Trisha Paytas video. I'm not bringing it back on the screen. I lost about half my audience for even playing that video today. So I lost half my audience. But does anybody have any questions? Like, do you have any opinions about Trisha Paytas's last video, the one I reacted to, the one where she claims Nick and Stephanie are fake? Her car video where she's stuffing her face with a heart attack on a stick, pretty much. Anybody have any questions or comments, thoughts? Because this is the portion of the stream where we do Q&A and we do discussion. Sorry. You actually saw to sort of side with Trisha? Okay. Do you want to tell me why? Do you want to tell us why? She just said it in the wrong way. She did it for clicks. Yeah, I would agree with you, Wendy, that she did it for clicks. What I thought was rather rich of Trisha? She accused Stephanie Soo of trying to make money and monetizing the video, I mean, I already mentioned that earlier, but, says Trisha, who's monetized her videos. She's no different. But yeah, she sort of sides with Trisha, but she said it in the wrong way. Okay. I think they're all doing it for views. I'm going to say this, Geisha. We're all in YouTube for views. Okay, if we can, yeah. We all do YouTube. We all do it for views. I mean, to go on YouTube and say, oh, we're not doing this for views, okay, automatically that's a lie, because if we didn't want views, we wouldn't be doing YouTube to begin with. No matter what niche we're in, no matter how big or small our channel is, whether or not we're monetized, we are all trying to get views. There are, yes, agreed, there are some more nefarious, shady ways of doing so, like trolling, or, like me, I'd like to get views because I find in real life, my voice is not heard. And when I try to talk or assert myself, I get talked over. And whenever I try to assert myself, I get beaten down again. And that's one of the reasons why I started this channel. And the other part is because, of early onset FTD, and my memory is going already, and I'd like to be able to have something up that will live on after I will no longer be able to speak for myself. But yeah, that's my reasoning that's my raison d'etre for Straight Talkin' Fedora Chick. I'm going to be doing Grandma Dramamine starting in early February. That's going to be pure entertainment. And yes, I will want to entertain you, because, it's all about this old lady discovering millennial trends and social media. Should be a good time, and yeah, I will want views from it. Absolutely. I will want views from it. So, so there is that. But like I said, yes, agreed. There are nefarious, shady ways of doing it, and there are better ways of doing it, So I understand, so yeah, exactly. Exactly. So anyway, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. What say you? Do you all agree with what I just said? The basic premise. We're all on YouTube for views, because if we weren't, we wouldn't be doing it in the first place. I could see it at Wendy. Who knows? I just hate seeing people use their platform for the wrong reason. Well, yeah, so do I, Hearts Love. And there are a lot of people who do use their platform for the wrong reason. And, there are a lot of people who use it for the wrong reason. There are a lot of people who use it for shady and nefarious reasons. You know what I mean? There are a lot of people who do that. And some that are blatantly obvious, and some not so much, that could be on the line, if you will, shades of gray here. I mean, there are people who argue that, there are people who argue that I'm not going to mention names now, because there are too many. Honestly, there are too many of them. But let's say these mukbangers who are visibly overweight or obese, and they're eating like 10,000, and one sitting eating about 10,000 calories. There are some, who are attempting to manipulate their audience somehow. Then you get those like Onision, who you really don't know what he's doing. Well, he used his platform to lure in young women to allegedly groom. Yeah, and that is clearly dark. That is clearly very dark. But then, so I don't know. I don't know. But like I said, this is why I encourage discussion on my videos. This is why I encourage the discussion in the live chat, So I'd like to hear from you now. I have a few minutes because I have to get off. The stream soon, because I'm using the last of the free version of StreamYard until it resets itself tomorrow. I'm not sure if it'll cut the stream off once I run out of time. Just to warn you, if the stream cuts off, it's not because I'm rude. It's because it's StreamYard cutting me off, because I'm running out of my free space until tomorrow when it resets itself. Okay, so it's just to let you know, it's not me being rude, it's StreamYard. Okay. So anyways, okay. If there are no questions or further comments, I'm going to I'm going to jump off the stream then before it cuts itself off. Please feel free to leave comments below if something comes to you later. Please feel free to leave a comment below later. I did say I was going to leave a link to something in pinned comment below. Yes, Captain Fish's channel. Captain Fish is a brand new YouTube channel. I'm going to leave his link in the pinned comment below. All smaller YouTubers should support each other, because It's hard enough for us to grow as it is. So I invite you to all go show Captain Fish some love over at his place. Yep. No, he hasn't helped me with OBS yet. No, but wasn't he supposed to do a video about that? He talked about it. He hasn't helped me yet. But I haven't really talked to him in all honesty. I haven't had any kind of conversation with him about that. Yeah. So anyways, like I said, all of you go show Captain Fish some love. For those who are new here, and if you've new subscribers, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so and hit that little ringy thing below so you can be notified every time I upload or go live. These days, I can only go live. I cannot do my fancy edits or my uploads anymore. So please take care of yourselves and each other. And always remember, if there is somebody in your midst at risk or vulnerable, or they show signs of being in trouble, please take the time take the time to talk to them, to hear them out, because a lot of the time these are people who don't have a voice otherwise. Share a meal, share a coffee with them, or just lend a sympathetic ear. It can make all the difference in the world. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a great evening, and don't forget to consider joining our new Discord server. Link is in the description box. Good night, everybody.